A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Leah Nathaniel, Product Head, Retail and Client Services at SHRM India, and currently drive retail sales, membership certification, virtual professional development programs, and other key strategic initiatives at SHRM. We welcome you all today to the first part series on how to crack the SHRM-CP and SCP exam. But before we dive into the session, I would like to give you a glimpse of the local and global footprint of SHRM. The Society for Human Resource Management is the world's largest not-for-profit association for HR professionals, with over 3 lakh members globally represented in over 165 countries. At SHRM, we offer membership, global certifications, HR conferences, training programs, advisory solutions, and academic partnerships. The SHRM certification is a globally recognized premium HR certification which tests your knowledge, skill, and ability to excel as an HR professional. Currently, there are more than 100,000 certified professionals across the globe. So, congratulations to each of you who have joined us today on your decision to pursue the SHRM certification. So, why should you be SHRM certified? Well, it is the only competency based HR certification that tests expertise in applying learning on the job. Among examinees, the top reason for pursuing the SHRM certification was to enhance their credibility as an HR professional. You can increase your earning potential or get promoted as a result of being certified. Certified professionals report a greater understanding of necessary skills for immediate job impact, and it gives you the opportunity to demonstrate mastery of the core competencies needed for success in today's business environment. Well, I would now like to welcome our esteemed speakers for the session. Arpita Saxena, Senior Knowledge Advisor at SHRM India, who recently cracked her SHRM SCP exam, and Shweta Sharma, Talent Development Manager at Sopra Steria, who recently cleared the SHRM-CP exam. Welcome, ladies, and congratulations once again. Well, so
Thank
my
you, Neha.
first question, great. So my first question to you, Arpita, is how does one prepare for the SHRM certifications?
I think making a plan for your entire duration, the time before the exam kind of helps a lot. So I would suggest anything like between before 2 to 3 months. And I had taken SCP exam when I was also like I was working with Sharm, of course. And so, I planned it accordingly where, my morning and my evening hours are kind of going into the work that I'm doing, and the last 2 hours of the day is going into the preparation. So that planning itself was pretty helpful, yes.
Great. And what about you, Shweta?
So for me, it actually started with 1 hour and then it ended up to 8 hours, 6 hours in the evening. So that is how I prepared. So I think if you are signing up for SHRM certification, the most important thing is the self-commitment. So if you have that, your journey becomes easy.
Absolutely. And how much time did you dedicate to study? So Shweta, back to you.
So Lian, near about 6 to 8 hours, I actually, spent in the study, especially when my exams were very, very close. 3 months before my examinations, I gave, complete time to the practice questions, to the practice test. So near about 6 hours was something which I was, giving to my studies.
Is that 6 hours daily, or is that over a period of time? So a lot of people, like a lot of candidates ask me, what is the right time to sort of dedicate, throughout your period, and how much time should you complete your certification in? So what was your, experience? I mean, how many hours did it take? Did it take you 200 learning hours or, study time, or if you could elaborate on that, please?
Sure. So it took me 200, study hours I spent in total. But yes, since it was a self-paced program, all the decisions were on me that, how much I need to spend on each day. So since I'm working also, and all of us are, so, accordingly, you have to design your study plan, and then you have to decide that how much time you will give in a particular day. So that is how we managed. And then, yes, 200 hours is absolutely a right, hours which this course takes.
Great. And what about you, Arpita? What was your learning journey like?
So I think it's because as Shweta said, it's very self-paced. So it also depends on your learning style. I kind of started with like 1 to 2 hours a day, about 2.5 months prior, just to grasp everything, see what the resources are, feeling and playing around with the learning management system and all that thing is what I did. And then when there was about a month left, I translated that into 4 hours a day. And the last week is when I dedicated 6 hours because I wanted to do as many practice tests at the same time. So the last 1 week was when I actually like took a little off, focused on clearing this and doing the practice test and completing the books. Yes.
Great. So initially, when you start off, it probably would take around, a couple of hours, and then it slowly graduates to maybe 4 hours or 6 hours. That's, prior to the exam date, right?
Right. You can say that.
Great, great. And what tools did you use to sort of prepare for this for the exam? So, Shweta, you can, go for that. So,
Sure.
what really helped you?
So, Leanne, both. In fact, I refer to the books, I refer to the LMS also. But if I really have to compare between both of them, then I would say that LMS helped me really well because this is a very customized kind of journey which has been created by SHRM. And it actually makes your certification journey very, very easy because, you'll be able to see that competency connection is there. So when I'm saying competency connection means for the newcomers who are about to join the SHRM journey, for them competency connection is something which talks about a case. It's a case study, it's a business case which helps you to understand that what kind of competency was used by the HR professional in that particular situation. So that actually makes your journey easy, though you will find that in the book also, but yes, a shorter version you will be able to find in the LMS. And then there is a practice test after every module which actually gives you a lot more confidence that if you are able to get a person good percentage in the practice test, that means you are on a right track. And so I think LMS and books both help you, but then if you want a learning on the go, then definitely LMS is something which can help you for a longer run.
Great, thank you, Shweta. And what about you, Arpita?
So I echo what Shweta is saying. For me, it was a combination of the books and the LMS. So I like to hold physical things while studying. So, books were my first choice. And then after each segment that I would complete, I would do the self-assessment test over LMS. However, whenever if I was like, kind of in office or commuting or something, then the LMS was also pretty helpful because it's handy and they have LMS has broken down the entire thing into bite-sized modules, so it's easy to grasp in a very shorter duration of time. The biggest resource that helped was the entire resource section of LMS, which has couple of PDF documents. It has your play cards and everything, and that really helped me in the last week of studying when I was basically just revising.
Sure. Great. And Arpita, we have a question, from Meghna. So, I mean, it's something that I also wanted to ask both of you. Is it really worthwhile to get SHRM certified in India? I mean,
So
Shweta, what is your,
absolutely,
So, sorry, Arpita, over to you.
Sorry, Leanne, to cut short. So I just got excited. Like absolutely,
Absolutely.
it's it's really worthwhile to get it in India. So at the end of the day, it's the knowledge that you're getting and how relevant it is for you to apply it to your job or your day-to-day work that you're doing. And because the entire content is so application focused and so real life that you feel that like when I was studying and there were a couple of things like new to me, like compensation benefits is kind of new to me, and when I'm going through that, I also understand so this is what I could help my client with who I'm working with. So those insights come in while you're studying. And being in India, I think just answering the question to make it relevant for India, the context and the entire application is very is presented in a way that it will help you irrespective of the geography you belong to. And at the same time, people do look for specific certifications in different jobs, in different criterias. So that also it gives you a little leeway and a head start that, okay, fine, you just don't have a master's degree, but you also have your certification to prove that you know the knowledge that is required in the job.
Great. Thank you so much, Arpita, for outlining that. And what about you, Shweta? What prompted you and to get this done, and how has it really helped you?
It is it has helped me really well, Lian, because if I really compare myself what I was before doing the certification and what I am after doing the certification, then I see a huge difference between these two statements. And I think SHRM certification, if you look at it from your own development perspective, it gives you a lot of things. So it makes you a recognized expert. Of course, when you're putting SHRM certified in front of your name, you get that kind of recognition from the people, because people know that what it takes, how you have to earn this certification, and what kind of effort goes behind this certification. So that's the value add which you get in your profile, and then you become valuable asset for your organization. Because the kind of situations I was getting into before doing this certification, and the kind of situations I am into right now, and how I'm handling, I am able to see a complete change in my approach, the way I was dealing with those challenges. So I think that adds a good value when you are actually working for an organization, and of course, people value your inputs. So from that perspective, I think it's a good thing to add in your profile.
Great. Thank you, Shweta and Arpita. And I think, just to add to that, it is a global certification. So it's not, restricted to India only. Irrespective you're in, China, Africa, or America, or UK, or anywhere in the globe, it is, it is a competency-based certification. So it's, which test, and it's not restricted to any geography. So it's really helping you as an HR professional to fit into, and be successful in the HR space. Coming to, so we are having a great sort of list of audience out there who are asking some questions. But before we sort of take on those questions, I'd like to pose the next question in terms of what helped you the most in preparing. I know you've mentioned about the LMS and about the books, but what would you say helped you the most? Some quick tips for all our audience who are pursuing the certification. So Shweta, what really helped you the most while you were preparing for the exam?
So first, I would say, Lian, self-commitment is very, very important. So if you're taking up this certification, you have to be self-committed that, yes, I have taken up this journey and I'm going to do the justice with my complete journey. Second, I think the most important thing is your group, the study group, because I got a lot of help from my study group. So wherever the concept was, I was not able to understand the concept, there was somebody who was actually helping me from the back end. So that helped me really well. Practice test, guys. If you really want to crack the exam, practice test is the key for everything. And why we are saying that, in the end, you will start investing near about 6 to 8 hours in your study, because practice test itself takes near about 3 to 4 hours. When you're taking a practice test, it's a 3 to 4 hour test which you have to take. So automatically your study time increases, but the outcome is superb. So I think these are some of the points, which I still remember, and this is how I prepared for my certification.
Great. What about you, Arpita?
Almost very similar to what Shweta mentioned. That commitment is very important, and that planning of it. So initially, when I had started, I reached out to a few people who had already done their certification and asked them like, what helped you clear it, and then that's when I planned my study time. So that planning and commitment, of course, comes in very helpful in terms of resources. I think that for me, the books work the best. They were thorough, they were very comprehensive, and easy to grasp kind of a thing. And one tip that I can share is that irrespective of the test you're kind of giving, if you can give as many practice tests as possible, irrespective of is it CP or SCP, you will you have the choice to kind of take both of them. So I started from CP and then went to SCP for the practice test, unconsciously, by the way. I did not know I was doing that, but it actually helped me at the end of the day.
Great, great. Thanks,
And
Arpita and Shweta. Yes, Shweta, you wanted to say something?
yes, Leanne, this is very exciting topic. So I just want to share with all our participants that I actually divided my study into two parts. So one was the pre, another was the post prep. So in the pre prep, I decided I actually gone through the complete book. I understood the structure, that what is this all about, first of all. So I think if you spend little bit time there, you'll be able to save a lot of your time in the post prep part, and also understand the exam structure, what percentage goes where. So like 18% goes for workplace, we have different competencies. Understand that complete structure and plan for small goals. Initially if you'll plan for small goals, you'll be able to achieve those small goals and then celebrate. This is how you'll keep yourself motivated towards the completion. And I think this strategy worked really well for me, and I hope this will extend some help to all of you.
Great, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Shweta, for sharing that. And so we're getting, before I move on to the next question, I'll just, quickly pick up some comments from the chat that are there. So a lot of people are saying, how does one really go about it in terms of, and whether it's valid across various industries? Do you go for an instructor-led or self-paced? If I'm in L&D or OD, how does it sort of, how does it really help me? So I just wanted to quickly touch base on that. So, the SHRM certification so basically it's a self-paced certification where you buy the study material, the SHRM study material, you go through the books, as Shweta said, that you do your pre-test. The 4 modules are there, which is covered under the SHRM competencies, workplace, people, and organization. Now, with the 4 hard copies of the books, you also get the online study portal, which includes your pre-test, post-test, flashcards. It's an intuitive and very engaging learning LMS that we have. And one can prepare thoroughly through this LMS and the hard copies. And this is irrespective, so it covers all the functions of HR and the 8 behavioral competencies. So irrespective you're in L&D or any industry for that matter, this certification is very much valid. The top the candidates who are pursuing the certification are people from the top Fortune MNCs in India. We have for PSUs, we have from small to medium-sized organizations, and so it's a large spread, and it's not really specific to any particular industry. I would say if you're an HR professional, this is the right certification for you to pursue, because it has so many merits in taking it up. And whether you go for some people are, it really, the type of learning style that you have. If you are someone who likes to go for the self-paced, then, you have the option of doing that. But if you like an instructor to take you through the classes, then we do have the virtual certification preparation classes as well. So you can really opt, and you have the flexibility of opting for that as well. And I did see some comments in terms of, there are various platforms like Naukri, Shine, which are providing courses. So they are not affiliated to SHRM. The only course that is affiliated, which is the instructor-led course, which is available apart from the SHRM courses that we deliver, is the SHRM XLRI certificate program that we do offer. Apart from that, we don't have any affiliations to Naukri or Shine. So please watch out for those, because they're completely being run by them and it's not validated content. Coming back to Shweta and Arpita, what were your hurdles that you faced during your learning journey? So, maybe Arpita, you want to go first. What did you feel was the toughest? Because everyone has this thing that, oh my God, these exams are so tough to crack. So, what was your hurdle that you faced?
I think it was a little bit of last moment panic, where I thought that I have to do a lot of things and we don't have time. But aside that, I think one of the things which was a hurdle for was managing your work and the certification itself. What helped was also like the organization and our managers, my manager, supporting me with that. that understanding that I am going through that certification. But when I had started that, it was very overwhelming. Like you kind of, your brain is active for about 18 hours a day, and then you just want to relax a bit and all that thing. But once you start planning and you start studying for it and go through it, then you realize that, okay, fine, things are falling back into places. Like you're able to focus in the morning, do your work, and kind of um, focus on studying in the evening as well. At the same time, because at least for me, it was very related to the work that I'm doing. It at times did not even felt like studying at a particular point, because it felt like I am kind of working on some client engagement. But managing that time and managing that fine balance initially was a little hurdle that I think that happened.
Okay, great. Thanks for that input, Arpita. What about you, Shweta?
So huddles, as in, there was no huddle from the content perspective, Lian. Everything was just in place. The huddle was me only who was actually creating a lot of huddles for my own self. But I think once you know that this is what I want to do, and once you start taking interest in what you're doing, once you're able to understand that, okay, this competency connection and this incident happened last year in my organization at this point in time, and I reacted in this way, however this was expected. When you come into that comparison, it becomes a story, as if you're just going through a story, and it becomes so easy. So initially, when I was not aware that what is the structure, and I just decided that, okay, I'm going for this certification, but I did not spend a lot of time that what it takes, the percentage, and how I actually have to plan my study. A lot of hurdles I faced initially, but then after that, once I started relating it with me, with the kind of work I was doing, everything becomes so easy for me. So I think once you're able to put that thought in place, you are understanding all the concepts, as if you're applying those things on the job, the hurdles you're facing every day, how will you tackle those hurdles. I think if you're able to apply that concept, it becomes very, very easy for you, and you will just pass through all the hurdles.
And Liam, just to add just one point, I think especially for people who might be giving their SCPs, it gets a little tough to come back to studying. Like, you have like a longer gap, you have your work experience, and it gets a little difficult. So my suggestion would be, I'm also telling things that I did not do, but I wished I did. So my suggestion would be to start a little earlier so that your routine falls into place. Because initially it was, I think, pretty difficult for me to concentrate, and you're studying, but a client email pops up, and you would start working instead and lose that. So give yourself that time so that your schedule kind of works together on its own. Because coming back to studying after a gap is difficult, and you do want to give it your best.
Great. Thanks, Arpita and Shweta. And, I completely resonate with that. It's very difficult to sort of set aside time from your professional life, because we all know we're all swamped in work all the time. But it's very important to, set the time out to, to study and pursue, any kind of learning, be it a certification or be it a short course. I think it's very important, because upskilling and yourself in times like these is so important right now.
Yeah.
And hence taking time out and to develop your own yourself, I think it's very important. So kudos to both of you for sort of dedicating your time, effort, energy, and pursuing this SHRM certification. So we have a lot of questions coming up, but before we start taking them, I quickly wanted to check with you in terms of what can you expect on the day of the exam, the big day. So, Arpita, do you want to share
Sure.
your insights?
So, of course, there are two options that you can take your exam. You go to the Prometric Center, or you take it from home, and that has been a recent development since the pandemic days. So I opted for the latter. I opted for taking it from home. So you need to kind of make sure that you have all the application installed prior, and you maybe do a test run with it and see. you make sure that you read all the instructions, because there are some minute instructions in terms of what can be on your table, what cannot be on your table, how the room should be, the camera should be facing the door, and there are a lot of instructions like that. So pre-read all of it and make sure that you are in an environment where all the instructions are met. Second, you are not disturbed. And third, your internet doesn't fluctuate, because that's a major problem in case you're working from home and taking the exam from home. So make sure that these three things are there. From what happened at the exam day, we have the invigilator who came in, and they would do an entire room check from the camera, and there would also be an invigilator for the entire duration. In case you have any questions or something, you can ask them. There is a break that you get in the middle, which is up to you whenever you do want to take it. So the test is also divided into two sections. So I took the break after the first section. One pro tip: submit the section and then take the break and then submit the section. Otherwise, the time kind of falters here and there, and you might think that the time is less. So that's what I did. And after the break, when you come back, they do the checking again. So make sure that if you're taking a break, you're still putting it 5 to 7 minutes aside for the checks to happen. And then it was pretty straightforward and very simple for me. Thank God I did not have any technological glitches, and I was able to complete the test on time. And somebody asked, in my first attempt, and so I don't have the failure example here per se, but I think know that things to avoid. So yeah.
Great. Thanks for that, Arpita. And what about you, Shweta?
So I think on the exam day, you just take it easy. Arpita has already covered all important points, and I think you should just take it easy. The complete exam will be divided into two sections. Section A, 80 questions, and then another set of question will come, which is again 80. So it is divided into two sections. Once you're going through the question, just apply your knowledge instead of thinking that, okay, which option I have to take upon. So think from the competency perspective, that how you gonna take this question, how you're going to answer, what is the right answer, and then strike out the options which are not relevant, basis on the case, basis on the scenario which will be provided. Then once you'll strike out, you'll be left with two options, and then you choose the best option which is available there. So this is how you can plan on the test day. And this is how you can take the test exactly on the day you are appearing for the examination. Just take it light. And what I did was I actually stopped studying just one day before. I gave myself near about 8 to 7 hours to come out from this practice mode and everything, and I just relaxed, and then I think I was able to do it in a right manner. Because if you're not resting, if you're not giving peace to yourself, I think then it can go in a wrong way. So I think just relax. It's a very easy process, and you'll be able to crack it. If the only key is that you have to study, you should be aware that what concepts you are going through, what is the competency, how you're going to relate it, and what what kind of question is there, and how you're going to answer that. So apply your own thought process, apply your own knowledge which you have gained from the books or from the LMS, and I think that's the only key.
Great. That's really, really valuable insights from both of you. So thank you so much, on that. And we do have, 2 minutes more, but I just want to let the audience know that we will be extending it, because we see so many questions that we would like to, sort of have it answered. So we will be, giving it an extra 5 to 7 minutes. So don't worry about, so keep your questions coming in. Someone did ask that in terms of how, did you pass at at the first attempt, and you both of you did pass at the first attempt. So I do have a lot of candidates who come back, saying that I've not been able to clear the exam. So the one thing to introspect is really, did you dedicate those number of hours? Did you plan your study? Did you go through the online LMS? Those are the questions, and they agree that they weren't able to dedicate that much time. So I think that's a really important question, is that when you're pursuing the certification, you need to pace it out. Don't put that additional stress. As Shweta, as you rightly said, you need to also plan it out, and Arpita, plan it out, pace it out well, so that you're not putting that additional stress towards the last minute of preparation. And in terms of giving it your best and resting your mind before the exam, that's so important, because you get so stressed about the whole day of the exam. So that can feel a bit daunting, but I think keeping your mind fresh and just sort of is very important on the day of the exam. So we will, finally, I have one last question to both of you, is that post getting certified, how has the certification helped you professionally? And I did see it in one of the questions as well. How has it really helped you professionally? So if you can shed some light on that, that would be great. So Arpita, why don't you, you know,
Sure, sure.
go?
Okay, I'll just share it from a very personal experience, and then a very generic one. I have my master's in psychology, and then I have a general management thing, and I always thought there was a little element that was lacking in terms of the knowledge I foresee, because I did not do hardcore human resource studying. This is where SHRM certification really helped me. That part of things that I thought that maybe I'm not aware of, it helped me to learn that. How it has helped me professionally is because I'm part of the advisory services in SHRM, and we have a lot of different client requirements and different kind of projects that come in. So I am not limited in terms of my knowledge. While a lot of your work that you do is more of application, but to make sure that the application is correct, you need your theoreticals to be all on point. So it helped me with that, and automatically I think the kind of discussions I was having with my team members, with my manager, with other people, the quality of it automatically kind of got better. And I was feeling that, okay, fine, now I understand this more. So, and when you understand it more, I think it automatically then go towards the fact that you become more confident and you're able to present things better. So from my side, I think it helped me to get that self confidence in terms of, yes, I know what I'm doing, and I also have like a proof of the fact that I know what I'm doing. So it was more from that perspective that it really helped me.
Great. Thank you, Arpita. And what about you, Shweta?
I agree to what Arpita is saying. So you have knowledge, but you don't know how to use it. And sometimes you don't have
Hmm.
knowledge, but you are into a situation. And then you think
Yeah.
that, oh my God, I'm into this particular situation. Now, how do I come out? So you take some, some decisions which doesn't have base. Logical thinking is not there, but you know that you are into this situation. So I think SHRM is a roadmap which helps you to come out from that situation. So now I know if this is the situation, how I have to react, whether I have to pick up a phone and call that person and ask, hey, can we please resolve this? Or I really have to get into a mail trail with that person and just, keep on doing that. So I think that difference, that maturity, I would say, comes from this roadmap, SHRM roadmap. And hence it actually enhance your personality. It enhance you, from the professional aspect, and people actually look forward for your inputs in some of the critical decision making. Initially, thinking from the data perspective was difficult. Taking decisions basis on data was difficult initially, but now it is very important part, because it gives us the logical base. So I think that thought process comes once you are through with such kind of certification, when you are able to connect yourself with some kind of scenarios, competencies, and then how do you behave in a particular situation when you are in a particular situation. So I think that guidance comes from SHRM roadmap, the way it is designed. And one question which is popping up again and again in the window, and I would really like to take up this question. This is from Ruchita
Absolutely.
Jain. Ruchita is asking that, did you purchase the study material, test paper, etc. separately? Ruchita, my suggestion would be, please don't waste your money. LMS is designed in such a way that you need not to buy anything from external partner. SHRM has designed it in such a way that if you're putting 100% concentration on the practice test, the competency connection, and the material which is available on LMS or in the books, you will be able to crack it easily. Please do not waste your money, because one of my friend has done that, and then we realized, because we were in one study group, and then we realized we have actually wasted our money. So please don't go for that. That's my suggestion.
Great. Thanks, Shweta, and some great insights from both of you, and really appreciate your time and sharing these valuable insights to all our audience today. So quickly, we'll take up the audience question now, and please feel free, Arpita and Shweta, if you find any interesting one that I've missed out on, we can take that on. So yes, as Shweta rightly said, Ruchita, the SHRM study material is includes your 4 books, your LMS, which is the online study portal, which has your pre-test, post-test, study test. So you don't really need to sort of go out there and buy anything else apart from this, and this will really help you if you're doing the self-paced study. We also do have the virtual certification preparation instructor-led classes in case you want to, you need that sort of personal guidance, from an instructor. There is also a question on the is it necessary to opt for the study material or the online sessions? Well, it really helps to crack the exams, else you won't have a sense of direction or understanding the concepts, or how to approach the exam. So yes, it will really help you in sort of preparing for the exam. Another question we have is that the tests are objective or subjective. So any Arpita or Shweta, do you want to sort of take? Yes, Arpita.
Yeah, so the questions are divided into SJTs, which is situational judgment test, and your objective tests. One recommendation that I will give would be to practice as many questions as you can for the SJTs. So the point being that, to be really honest, like the answers that come to the questions, almost every option seems right. But what you're picking up is which option is the most effective. So while you might react in a different way in a situation, the questions come across as the way that, which is the most effective way that you can, react in a situation. And that will come with practice and to understand the underlying thing. The best thing about LMS is that, when you do your practice test, it also gives you the rationale behind it, that why this is right and why this is wrong. And that is amazingly helpful, and that is what I would suggest, like focus more on your SGTs, focus more on how to answer those and see the rationale behind it. And then, you automatically think that, that's why, you understand that that's where you kind of went wrong.
Great. Thanks for that, Arpita. And the next question we have is, can it be done when the person is not currently working? Absolutely. If you're an HR professional, you have past experience, HR experience, and if you've done you have the educational qualification, as long as you meet the eligibility criteria, even if you're not currently working and you have HR work experience in the past, you definitely can pursue the certification. So for all of you who have taken a sabbatical or on maternity leave, you definitely can pursue it as long as you meet the eligibility criteria and you have the HR experience or educational qualification. So another question is that a lot of people are saying that I'm pursuing a PG DM course in HR. So then should I opt for the SHRM certificate later? So any of you want to take that up? Shweta, do you want to take that up?
Sure. So if you're into your final year of the MBA and you want to take up this particular certification, it will help you definitely, because see, right now whatever you have gone through is more that's the theoretical part, but what you will learn in the SHRM certification roadmap is more about the business cases, situations, what kind of situation you get. So I think this will be helpful if you really want to take it up. But if you're feeling that you'll not be able to prepare for it right now, you can take a pause, complete your examinations, and then you can take it up. So no hurry, plan it, and then I think you'll be able to crack it also.
Great, thank you, Shweta. So Akshay has a question saying, will the CP or SCP exam help me in getting a better profile and job? So I would say that it will definitely help you stand out in your organization, because one is your commitment to the profession, to your own knowledge, updating your knowledge, and keeping yourself sort of in the HR part of the HR community. And it will definitely help you, because there are a lot of organizations who are actually sponsoring their HR professionals to get certified. They're making it a mandate. So if someone is coming ready made to them as an HR professional, it makes your CV so much more stronger. And Shweta, maybe you can shed some light on it. What is the kind of recognition you've got in your organization after completing the certification?
Sure. So definitely, as I mentioned before, also you if you're carrying SHRM certification like Shweta Sharma certified, SCP certified, CP certified, it creates a lot of value. People give you a different kind of respect in the organization, frankly speaking. And then they actually look forward for your comments, for your inputs, because you are the person who knows the domain of HR. And I think having domain knowledge is very, very important, because sometimes it happens, we know about a problem, we know how to solve it, but we don't apply the logical thinking, we don't know the rationale behind it. So especially when you are working with the leadership, you'll get to know about one problem and how do you help them with your business acumen to navigate through the best way. So I think we lack behind on that. But if you have that competency with yourself, if you're able to suggest your organization that, hey, look, from my angle, this is the best way for us, and if you're able to achieve the right results through that way, I think but I need not to say much about it now, because it's already self-explanatory. If you're able to navigate it through, you are done. I mean, your organization will always praise you, and you'll get a best place in the organization. You'll get a lot of opportunities within the organization if you're able to help them in the critical situation. So
Great. Great. Thanks, Shweta. And Arpita, one question directed towards you is that is this equivalent to an MBA? Can you shed some light on this?
So, if you look at purely the output that you're getting, like MBA is a degree and SHRM certification is a certificate, so it differs there. But having said that, a lot of people who have come and asked me that, is it like an MBA? I've always told one thing that, how your first year of your MBA goes, you're studying almost everything and you specialize it in the second year. So SHRM certification feels like the first year. That's the experience that you get out of it.
Great. Thanks, Arpita. So there is a question from Diksha. I'm a fresher. Should I get certification right now or later? So I would say, Diksha, is that as long as you meet the eligibility criteria. So basically, if you have an MBA in HR and you are entering an HR role, you can pursue the SHRM-CP exam. So it's really about the eligibility criteria. So I encourage all of you to go and visit shrmcertification.org. You can also reach out to the SHRM team at SHRM India at shrm.org, or call us at 1-800-103-2198. We have our experts who can help you with all your questions. So I know there are a lot other questions that have come in, but I'd like to say that we've tried to we've sort of extended by another 15 minutes because of the sort of kind of responses and comments that we're getting. But what I want to also inform all the audience is that this is the first part series that we're doing. So we're going to do more of this. The second one it's going to come up in September. So do watch out and the space for more. So thank you once again, Arpita and Shweta, for your time today and sharing with us key insights and tips on your certification journey, your experience. And a big thank you to our lovely audience who has been highly engaged throughout the session, asking all these lovely questions. So as I said, we are going to do a second part series soon. So stay tuned and watch this space for more. Thank you once again, everyone, and have a lovely evening. We'll see you soon. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Thanks, Shweta. Thanks, Arpita.
bye.